Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Storm Alex here, approaching France. They just talked about him in the news.
The video is gonna be very dated. But yeah.
I'm gonna post it today.
Okay.
Anyway. So, the promised French lesson, we decided to use materials that French students that are the age of our son use to prove their level of French as a native language, obviously, following the educational program in France. So we have the national evaluation for
sorry for cutting.
Yeah, that's all right.
The context is actually quite interesting. A lot of French kids were actually isolated because of COVID-19. Like, of course, schools were closed. And there is an organism called CNED that was supposed to handle the educational needs of most kids that received like some help from the state in order to do this, if I'm not mistaken. And but the truth of the matter is, it is interesting for us because our son spent a year in Bulgaria before that, and I did insist, and I think he agreed to, that he should also do some French, and so he did part of this educational program called CNED, which is in itself very interesting, but I would argue it's a couple of levels above what Stefan is capable of handling. So, and I think a lot of kids also had issues with that, and so...
You mean like French kids who have been in the system all along? Yeah,
exactly. So the level is really quite high, and I don't know if...
Okay, can you please just say for our viewers, what is CZM? This is a grade level.
CZM.
Yeah. Did I mispronounce?
So, no, it's perfect, so it does get a bit complicated. As it stands, even though I actually went through like some English educational program, I suppose, I went to uni, so I'm sort of used to this part of the let's say the British or international or Anglo-Saxon, whatever you want to call it, educational system. I've never been to like of course high school or like primary. Yeah, okay, well, she's aware of that. And so basically all the grades speak absolutely nothing to me. We have our own internal system, which is really quite different. So like we start with let's say primary school, which is like CP, cours primaire, I think.
No, cours préparatoire.
Cours préparatoire, yeah. Really aware of stuff. Then you have like CE1, CE2, CM1, CM2.
Élémentaire, moyen.
Cours élémentaire, cours moyen, I think. And then you start with 6e, 5e, 4e, 3e. That would be what we call collège.
And basically as the number gets smaller, students are closer to graduation.
Yeah, so it's really quite different from the system that you apparently all know about. I'm completely confused when someone said that in like 5th grade. I was like...
that would
whatever
be like
that is.
The Bulgarian 5th grade. But let's just say it in terms of the age of students. That would be age 11 to 12, right?
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think that would be the easiest way to just say it. Age 11 to 12, French native students. Come on, challenge me.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, please. So that's actually the first exercise of the exam. I suggest we do that because it involves pronunciation. Well,
If I may as well, this exam was actually from 2016,
Yes.
so the issue really wasn't the same as like it is currently, which is to test the kids on. It's probably a bit easier. We don't know yet. But. Okay, so yeah, go ahead. That one's kind of fun.
Okay, so there's as I guess you can see it on the screen, there is a list of 4 words, and I have to pick the odd one out, the one that is not pronounced the same way as the others, doesn't have the same sound. I thought that would be fun because I tend to struggle with French sounds.
Yeah, that might be interesting actually.
Okay, so...
Do you want to start?
Yep. So the example is peinture, jardin, viande, main. viande.
Yeah. Well done.
Then we have bondir, tomber, pondre, téléphoner. Wow, and that's supposed to be the O, right? Bondir, tomber.
Not exactly O.
No?
Listen. Bondir.
Bondir.
Listen.
Okay.
Bondir. Tomber. Pondre. Téléphoner. Ah, téléphoner.
You would say that téléphoner is the answer?
Yeah.
The
On.
O sounds different?
No. The on sound.
Yes,
Like you see,
yes.
you've got bondir, tomber,
Alright.
pondre, on, téléphoner.
Ah, because there is the N, right?
Yeah.
It is not a
Yeah.
like nasal sound, it is an actual phone, right? The other
Whatever
side.
that is, yes.
Pondre, tomber. Oh yeah, bondir. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Then we have fraise, piano, pêche, baleine. Well, definitely piano.
Yeah, but can you guess which sound is the...
Eh.
Yeah. Eh.
Okay. And it's
Fraise,
written,
yeah,
you can see it
pêche.
written in 3 different ways.
Mm.
A-I, E. How do you call this one with the roof?
Le chapeau. L'accent circonflexe.
L'accent circonflexe and the E-I.
Mhm.
Alright. Next one. Sucette, chaise, poisson, danser.
Stefan struggled a bit with that.
It's the S sound, right?
Yeah.
Well, chaise?
Yeah.
That's a Z.
Mm.
Chaise.
Stefan,
Our
son, does struggle with the... Basically, he tends to read it chaise, which is wrong. It's chaise. Yeah, it's fine.
Then. Oh, that's easy. Point, soin, lion, coin. Obviously, it's lion.
Coin.
Coin. Then, pinceau, chaussure, nuage, bocal. Nuage. It's a
Yeah.
U rather than an O.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Then we
It's not U, it's U.
makes a world of difference.
Don't say it. U.
U.
Yeah, okay. It's good. It does make a world of difference. Right.
Légumes, orange, pigeon, géant. Okay, obviously this is the G, how it's pronounced, and it can be pronounced G or J. So I would say
Je. J.
J. Legume. That's the only one where it's pronounced like G.
Légumes. Yeah.
Legume.
Go ahead.
Because there is no E or E sound after.
The fun bit is actually super technical with all the grammatical aspect and how it goes, but when it comes to pronunciation.
Oh, shit. So, enfant, manche, cabane, moment. Cabane, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the en sound. Enfant, manche, moment.
Cabane, just an an.
Yeah.
Right. Chenille, that's is that
Caterpillar.
caterpillar? Yeah. Chenille, soleil, village, feuille. Well, village is the only one that's pronounced like L,
Yeah.
not I.
Yeah, that's it.
Cool.
E.
Alright, then we have pinceau, carte, avec, biscuit. Okay, I guess this is about the A sound, right? And that would be the biscuit because it is an E. It's not pinceau like there the E or the English I is pronounced. Yeah, that's it. It's not biscuit.
Yeah.
It's not pronounced like A. It's pronounced E.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that's it.
what is that pinceau? though?
Because pain it's pronounced A.
Ah,
Pinceau, carte, avec, biscuit.
pinceau is really quite different from A.
Alright. No, but that's what they meant. Let's go on. Chemin.
Not sure. I'll think about it.
No, but there is no other word that it can
Go
be
ahead.
about. Yeah, another letter. Chemin, cuisine, train, ceinture. Well, that would be cuisine because we have the in. You know, it's not just you know, a vague and that's not
the
pronounced.
sound. Yeah.
Yep. Then we have foire, ardoise, noin, violon.
That one's pretty easy.
Yeah, it's the violon. The OE is pronounced OA. That's it. Always, right? What is ardoise?
Ardoise is okay. You have the blackboards and the tiny. Well, what we used to
Whiteboards?
call like tablets before, like tablets. You know, it's like, actually it's a mini white or blackboard where you can write on.
Alright.
Like kids had that before. I'm actually not quite curious as to how would you would translate that in English, but I'm still perplexed by the list enough.
Okay, let's go on. That's the end of this exercise. Let's turn the page.
Yeah.
The next one is also with like choosing a word from a list of words. Dans chaque liste, un mot n'appartient pas à la même famille que les autres. Parlent entre eux. So, like the odd one out, that doesn't belong to the same family of words. Family of words meaning words having the same root, right? Alright, so, example. Bouton, boutonné, boutonnière, boulonné. Okay, that would be boulonné, right? Then, habit, habillage, habillé, habitude. That would be habitude.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't have the same root. The same meaning, like a root that has the same meaning. It can happen to be the same root in terms of letters, but it doesn't mean to live. You know, it means to like habit, habitude, habillé. Yeah,
And a bit only means a piece of clothing.
yeah.
Right. It's
yeah, yeah.
actually it could be interesting for like English-speaking people. Like never say an habit. Like I think it's a habit. in
Oh,
French.
okay. No, I was thinking about like to inhabit or something.
I'm still thinking about that exercise. I'm pretty sure they messed something up because it doesn't fit. But I'll
Okay.
think about it.
Okay,
We'll come back to you on
we've-
that one.
We've moved down.
Oh no, you never move. Go ahead.
Okay, can we just make this clear? So, habit is like clothes, right?
Clothes.
Habillage?
Piece of clothing, yeah. Habillage is, well, the process of getting dressed.
Oh, right. Habiller is to get dressed.
To get dressed.
All right. Sorry, for some reason I was thinking about like inhabit or something like that.
Nah.
Okay.
To be fair, it's like it actually doesn't help. Like the relying on English for French really doesn't help quite often. To be honest, we have lots of what do you call faux amis, like fake friends, I suppose.
We all have fake friends.
Yeah, we do.
It's life.
But on that one, it's like yeah, we have a conflicting relationship with the Brits. That's fine. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. And habitude just means habit.
Yeah.
That's a habit now. Okay, then we have histoire, préhistoire, géographie, historique. Okay, obviously it's the hist root, and geography doesn't have this one, so I would go for this one.
Yeah, but it's a funny one.
Okay, next one. Chant. They actually, what they do is they give the root, don't they? Or a main
Yeah.
keyword, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Chantier, chanteur, chanson. Well, that would be chantier. It's some kind of construction work,
That's
right?
it, yeah.
All the others come from
it.
to sing.
Ironically, I'm pretty sure that the Bulgarian word comes directly from French, which is remont. And it's really quite funny now. We tend to say remont when there's like any type of construction work because it's faster.
We as in like us,
Yeah.
not like we French, right?
No. We
Make
as in
this
us.
clear, yeah.
Yeah. No,
Okay,
French.
well, we have a bit of a Creole sometimes. We
Yeah.
just like use a word that we know of whatever language that just sounds cool.
Yeah. That's fine.
Next one, sec. Sécheresse, c'est court. Dessécher. Okay, sec means dry.
Yeah.
Interestingly, sécheresse is a bit of a trap, isn't it? Because it sounds different.
Yeah.
It looks different, but it comes from the same root. It's drought, right?
Yeah, that's it.
But secours is like help,
Yeah.
like rescue. So
Yeah.
that would be the odd one out.
Yeah. And dessécher also has this.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it changes.
Yeah. It's the weather, dessécher.
Mur, murmure, muraille, et muret. Murmure is to murmur, right? All the others are linked to wall.
Yeah, murmure, whisper.
Yeah, whisper. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's the one, right?
And that's emmuré as well. Yeah.
And finally, terre, which means earth. Terrain, déterré, terrible. I would say that terrible, which means terrible, doesn't come from the same root.
There's a small variation as well. Because when you say terrible, something that's sort of awful in English, isn't it?
Yeah, but okay, this is not related to the question though, right? You agree with me that this is not connected to the others?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, in terms of the link between terrible in French and terrible in English.
Yeah.
It has been confusing to me, like that when you say c'est pas terrible.
Yeah.
It means it's not great.
Yeah.
So terrible can be like great.
Yeah, it used to be a slangy thing, but back in my parents' generations when they were kids. So if give you a gist of it, it's been really quite a while. But yeah, the expression c'est pas terrible is still really prevalent today. So yeah, do keep that in mind.
It means like it's not very good.
It's
right?
not great.
Alright, let's go on. The next one is a text, so I really want to humiliate myself publicly. Can I like read that text and then answer the questions? Without like you making super fun of me or anything? Okay. It says to read it like silently, but I'm not gonna read it silently, I'm just gonna proper read it. Tintin, le reporter aventurier le plus connu du monde entier, a perdu son père le 3 mars 1983.
Good.
Hergé s'appelait en réalité Georges Rémy. Il a imaginé ce nom de Hergé à partir des initiales inversées de son vrai nom. C'est en 1929 qu'il crée Tintin, alors qu'il dirige la publication d'un journal pour les jeunes, Le Petit Vingtième. Avec les années, Tintin devient tellement populaire que les albums qui présentent ses aventures sont traduits en 33 langues. Ils se sont vendus à plus de 100 millions d'exemplaires à travers le monde. C'est dans Tintin au Tibet que Hergé illustre le mieux son génie. C'est d'ailleurs, de toutes ses œuvres, celle qu'il préférait. Le créateur est décédé à l'âge de 76 ans, mais sa créature vivra encore longtemps dans la tête et le cœur de millions de jeunes lecteurs et de jeunes lectrices.
You did well.
Thank you.
You corrected yourself by the end, and actually I'm kind of curious about that because our son's doing the same thing. When you're reading this, you tend to say de, which is actually it's de.
Yeah, I know that
Yeah.
written this way it cannot possibly be de.
Yeah.
Actually, I was thinking about just in terms of sound, because often you say des millions, meaning millions and millions and millions, right? Like as an
But
article.
yeah, if you say des millions, it's really you write it D-E-S, and it has a
Yes.
light variation on this. It's like de, it means like some specific groups, but they're very specific. Whereas if you say de, same thing, means a group of individuals, but it's super vague. Which is, I guess it's nuance that's probably a bit difficult to grasp.
No, written like that, I would never pronounce it de intentionally.
Okay. Just asking.
Because it's never pronounced de. When there are rules, I follow them. When there are exceptions, I get all mixed up. I haven't reached the level of sensing all the exceptions, but
It's a matter of sounds, not I'm sure you know.
yeah, I'm telling you, it's just You know, it's something you hear in speaking a lot. Des millions, which just means millions. Because French has, you know, when you say in English a million, there is no equivalent for millions. You know, there is no indefinite article for plural. But in French there is the des.
Yeah.
That's when you would use it. Okay, can you ask me the questions now?
Certainly. So, comment Hergé s'appelait-il en réalité?
Il s'appelait Georges Rémy.
Laquelle de ses œuvres Hergé préférait-il?
Il préférait Tintin au Tibet.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. It's really quite good. Well, it's far from being my favorite author, to be honest. Yeah, enfin, well, okay. French comic books are called bande dessinée, and it is yet another style. I would argue that you've got like three big schools of let's say comic books. You have the American comic books, you have the Japanese manga, and of course you have manhwa as well, which is in Korea. And we have the bande dessinée franco-belge, which is really quite an institution here. So it's one of the big ones. But yeah, well, there you go.
Go on, ask me the next
Ah
one.
yeah, that's me. Quel jour Tintin a-t-il perdu son père?
Tintin a perdu son père le 3 mars 1983. Et son père, c'est son auteur, en fait. Hence the, you know, quotation marks. The father of Tintin. Alright, go
Ok.
ahead.
Comment s'appelait le journal pour les jeunes dirigé par Hergé?
Le journal s'appelait Le Petit 20e. Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire, le Petit 20e?
That's a very good question.
The little 20th.
The little 20th.
20th.
What I would guess, but that's really my educated guess, because Hergé was actually Belgium. It was from Belgium. And I'm guessing, I think it was in Brussels, not certain, but I'm guessing was probably like the building where the edition, how would you call it? The edition house, I suppose, was implemented. So that's what I'm guessing. Publishing house. That's it. Yeah, publishing house was located. So I'm guessing that's it. But I don't know much.
Go ahead.
And ok, comment ça s'appelait? En combien de langues sont traduits les albums de Tintin?
Les albums de Tintin sont traduits en 33 langues.
33 langues. Ouais.
Je ne sais pas si le bulgare en fait partie.
No.
I don't think, you know, we know Asterix in Bulgaria, like where my generation, we're really big on Asterix, but Tintin, nope, no idea what that is.
Well, I have a theory about this, but it might be a bit controversial. Tintin was quite right-leaning, politically speaking, and I've noticed that a lot of foreign author in Bulgaria tend to be on the opposite political spectrum, which is obviously
Especially back in the days.
Yeah, being from the Eastern Bloc, being in the Eastern Bloc makes sense.
All right.
So yeah, there you go. Make of that what you will.
Okay, and the last one I selected, because I selected the exercises that I wanted to do, but I haven't looked at them in detail. So it's the one with pictures. Hopefully you can see the pictures. Observe les trois Observe les trois images ci-dessous. Raconte une histoire à partir de ces trois images. Okay, I'm not going to do it in writing, obviously, but I'm going to tell what's happening.
Just go for it.
Okay. Actually, it's a challenge for me. I really like when I have to be speaking. I'm like, oh.
Unlike me, it was
I don't even know what fancy is.
Unlike me, it was Bulgarian is absolutely flawless. That's tragic. I'm not scared of talking, but my Bulgarian is awful. Whereas, like, yeah, what are you gonna do?
Il avait un petit garçon qui aimait jouer avec son ballon dans son jardin.
Il était une fois. Once upon a time.
Un jour, comme d'habitude, après déjeuner, il est décidé d'aller dans le jardin.
Il a décidé
D'aller dans le jardin. Taper dans son ballon. Do I need anything pour? No, right?
Non, il a décidé d'aller dans son jardin pour taper dans son ballon. It could also, it's very vague. It could very well be hitting it with like
Jouer
fist.
avec son ballon.
Ouais, pour jouer au ballon.
Pour jouer au ballon.
Ou taper dans la balle. Something like that.
Avec son ballon préféré. Gonflable.
Taper du pied. Voilà.
Mais il s'est produit qu'il a tapé aussi fort dans le ballon.
Qu'est-ce qui s'est produit?
On ne peut pas dire ça. Qu'il s'est passé.
Ce qu'il s'est passé,
Ce qu'il s'est passé, c'est qu'il a tapé très fort dans son ballon. Le ballon c'est... Comment dire? Le ballon... Et le ballon a fini par casser la fenêtre de la chambre de sa mère.
Ok.
La mère est sortie aussitôt pour voir ce qui s'est passé, ce qui s'était passé. Et elle a montré la fenêtre cassée et elle a dit au garçon, en criant, « Pourquoi t'as fait ça? Je t'ai déjà dit 1000 fois de ne pas jouer si près de la maison. » Et pour prouver qu'elle était très sérieuse, elle a pris le ballon et elle a dit qu'elle aura le cacher. Qu'elle
le cacherait.
Qu'elle le cacherait.
Mais non, pour montrer qu'elle était très sérieuse, faudrait mieux dire pour le punir sévèrement.
Oui, ça c'est mon choix de mots, c'est juste ça, c'est pas...
Mais quand tu dis que quelqu'un est sérieux, c'est pas la même... I'm sorry, I'm switching to French. It's not in my opinion, when you say that someone's serious, it doesn't convey the same nuances in English. Like, I'm being extremely, serious. Like, I'm being really serious here. Doesn't really work like that in French.
Pour montrer la sévérité de ses intentions.
Sounds very philosophical, but yeah, go for
Elle
it.
a pris le ballon. Elle a dit qu'elle le cachera.
Qu'elle le cacherait.
Qu'elle le cacherait.
You was good with grammar because I just do it instinctively, but I don't know the actual term. Like it's the passive. No, it's
No, it is the hypothetical. It's like it's not the future, but it's a hypothetical future.
Si.
Imparfait.
Si. Elle le non, c'est ça.
No, it's
I'm
not
rubbish
exactly
when it
conditional.
comes
It's
to
not
grammar.
exactly a conditional, but it's like a hypothetical
Yeah.
future, which I guess it will be my choice whether I put it as elle le cachera, she will,
No,
or elle le cacherait.
it really doesn't sound right.
Alright. You know why? Because I said elle a dit. And
Yeah, that's
already
it.
it has to move
Yeah.
one tense past.
That's it.
Et le pauvre garçon s'est mis à pleurer
No.
parce que il n'avait pas beaucoup d'amis. It's becoming a bit depressing. Et,
No, it's taking ages. Look,
Okay,
écrit
okay.
au moins 5 lignes.
Ok,
Like you're writing a short novel.
ok,
here.
il s'est mis à crier.
À pleurer.
Of course. Il s'est mis à pleurer parce qu'il aimait vraiment son ballon. Right? We good? How would you grade me? Can I be a 5th grader in France?
Yeah, you were waxing poetics by the end, but otherwise, yeah, it's good.
So guys, we got a bit carried away. That was a long one. Thank you very much for bearing with us. We hope this was useful. I hope I can be a 5th grader in France if one day I have to be for whatever reason. So please like and subscribe and leave a comment and challenge us to learn your language if you wish, or give us ideas about what work of art to discuss that's related to a particular language.
I am very
Which
challenged.
is difficult not to be related to a particular language. All right, so thank you. Bye bye.